Tonight on Elon Local News.
Continuing construction. While some buildings are complete, other projects are just getting started.
The summer slowdown. We speak to local businesses about how the summer season affects their bottom line.
New food options, new message. How Elon dining is transforming across campus.
All that and more.
Elon Local News starts right now.
Live from the Jane and Brian Williams studio at Elon University School of Communications, you're watching Elon Local News.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on our very first Elon Local News of the year. I'm Samantha Casamento.
And I'm Grace Morris. Each Monday, we will bring you the latest news on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Philo from 6 to 6:30 p.m.
But we begin this evening with an update on the numerous campus construction projects. Those looking forward to the opening of the new McEwen Dining Hall are going to have to wait a little bit longer. Bob Shea, Associate Vice President for Business, Finance, and Technology, said due to heavy rainfall during the spring, there was a 3-week delay in pouring the foundation. Shea says they hope to receive a certificate of occupancy in mid to late September and are planning to open by early October. Historic resident Colin Walsh was looking forward to dining at McEwen this year.
It's an inconvenience since it's the closest, but Lakeview isn't too far away, so it isn't too big of a problem, but obviously I prefer not to walk as far, especially when the days are as hot as this.
And you may have noticed fewer parking spaces open as you drive around campus. Many construction projects, including the LaRose Student Commons, closed the Mooney parking lot. This was previously used by faculty and staff. Shea says there are over 6,000 spaces open for 4,200 registered parking permits. He also says there are no plans to expand parking at this time.
As for the new hotel, Shea says the contract is mobilized and they are beginning to do preparation work for an on-schedule opening of next October.
And for more information on what to expect from the Schar Center, Christian Galvano will have more later in the show.
After a slow summer, business owners in downtown Elon are breathing a sigh of relief that students are back. Our Selena Guevara spoke to a few owners about how their profits were affected by a virtually empty campus.
With school starting tomorrow, business is booming again for the Oak House in downtown Elon. Owner Phil Smith says this week is a stark contrast from the summer months.
On Friday, it's like opening up a fire hydrant. We'll deposit more money on Monday than we do in, I'll say, the month of July.
Phil says his summer sales make up only 10% of the profit. The drastic drop because his business caters specifically to students. During the school year, there's about 5,600 students on campus, but over the summer, we estimate that number drops to around 300. Next door at Pandora's Pies, owner Peter Ustak says their summer sales dropped by 60%. Not as dramatic as the Oak House because the pizza place welcomes a change in clientele over the summer.
We get a ton of locals. A lot of people prefer not to come to Elon when the students are here. It's hard to park. Elon students can get rowdier and make it a little tougher to bring a family in to eat. So they appreciate coming in the summertime when they have the place to themselves.
To survive the summer, the businesses employ fewer staff and cut down on store hours.
We just kind of scale back on everything.
And to supplement sales, Pandora's sold concessions at a local pool, while the Oak House sometimes closed for private events.
We couldn't close for a Saturday during the school year.
Now, it's back to business as usual.
We are glad to see everybody back. I will say that. Here's you.
Selena Guevara.
All right, enjoy. Have a good day.
Elon Local News.
In contrast to the summer months, the business owners say the busiest times of year are move-in, Parents' Weekend, and homecoming.
The class of 2022 is getting ready to start their first semester of college tomorrow. Here's a look at how they're feeling about the start of their freshman year.
Yeah, I was nervous before I got here, and now we're moving in, so I'm like, I just want to start. I'm so ready. So, I don't know, I'm excited.
More excited than nervous now.
People have been telling me I'd probably be nervous and everything, but I'd say I'm excited more than anything, So.
Me too. I thought I'd be a little bit more nervous than I am, but just being here right now, everything feels really comfortable, and I'm excited to see what goes on.
Just honestly getting to know everyone.
Yeah, meeting new people and everything.
I mean, I come from a really small town, so this is like
brand new for me.
We're excited. Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, I'm more excited than anything. It'll be a new start for both of us just because we've traveled so far. And yeah, looking forward to it.
Orientation festivities are not over yet. Tonight at 8:30 p.m., hypnotist Tom DeLuca will be performing at Rhodes Stadium, and all students are invited to attend.
So what exactly makes up the class of 2022? We have it by the numbers. This year there are just over 1,700 students in the freshman class. This is an 8% increase compared to the class of 2021. If you're wondering what these freshmen are majoring in, psychology, finance, and marketing make up the top 3. Finally, when it comes to diversity, 18% of the class identifies as either Asian American, Latinx, Black, Native American, or multiracial. This is a 2% drop from the all-time peak of about 20% with the class of 2020. The drop in diversity does not align with the school's goals, but Vice President of Campus Engagement Randy Williams is still optimistic.
Means for Elon, though, does that mean that we're going to stop pursuing students of color? Absolutely not. We're just going to continue with this initiative, this priority for us, seek ways that we can attract and enroll those students into the university, because it not only helps those particular students of color, I mean, it enriches this entire community.
For more statistics, including how many states and countries the class of 2022 is from, visit our website at elonnewsnetwork.com and search 2022 numbers.
While Elon students are preparing for class, staff and faculty are preparing for a safer campus. There are increased concerns of gun safety and control after 2 people died at a video game competition in Jacksonville, Florida on Sunday. Faculty and staff instructed by Special Agent in Charge Eric Telfson learned what to do if there was an active shooter ever at Elon.
Not just the responsibility of the police or the administration or the fire and rescue, but everybody needs to have a baseline level of knowledge of what they would do.
In case of a shooter on campus, Telfson advised that students and staff follow 6 steps to stay safe: run, hide, fight, evacuation, lockdown, and shelter in place. Elon Town Police and other campus facilities are working to improve campus security by updating locks and evacuation procedures.
Feeling the heat? I'll let you know what temperatures you can expect this week.
Also, Student Body President Kenneth Brown will join us live in the studio to talk about the new direction he's taking for SGA this year. Back after this. Grace, it has been an extremely hot day today. It was scorching when I was walking outside.
Yeah, it is really hot. And just a couple days ago when we were, having move-in here on campus, it was a little bit cooler, and I started to think maybe fall is right around the corner.
I was hoping the exact same thing.
Well, Megan Lynn is live in the studio with our Phoenix 5-day forecast. Megan, what are we looking for this week?
Thanks, Samantha and Grace. It's great to be back on campus, but heading into fall means one thing in North Carolina: allergies. If you're a little like me and maybe you're more sensitive to allergens, I have a couple tips for you. The pollen count is medium high at 8.8, and it's going to increase over the week. So if you just recently moved into a dorm or an apartment, you're going to want to make sure you keep those windows closed so you keep the pollen out. Also, avoid outdoor activities between 5 and 10 a.m. That's because these are the hours where pollen levels are the highest. And lastly, you're going to want to make sure if you are going outside to wear sunglasses. Not only do they prevent you from having sun damage, they also prevent pollen from getting in. Now, let's take a look at the temperatures. Luckily, we had warm weather to welcome our freshmen on campus during move-in weekend, and those high temps are going to stick around. We had a high of 91 today and a low of 71 with mostly sunny skies, and we're going to expect similar temperatures for tomorrow. On Wednesday, while the heat's staying, there is a 20% chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon, so make sure you pack a jacket when you're leaving for class. On Thursday, we're still in the 90s, but there's a 30% chance of thunderstorms, so you're going to want an umbrella then too. Finally, on Friday, we're getting down to the 80s, the lowest temperature of the week. High of 88 and a low of 69 with a 50% chance of rain. That's your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Back to you, Samantha and Grace.
Thanks, Megan. SGA has a new vision for this year to highlight 5 themes. Community engagement, student well-being, and school spirit are just some of the new goals. We are joined by SGA Executive President Kenneth Brown Jr. to hear more. Thanks so much for joining us today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so we want to know, how are these themes created?
Yes, so last spring, after the elections, we've kind of, based off of town hall, informal and formal feedback, we kind of just listened to students and got a pattern, and these 5 things arose.
Yeah, so I've noticed that school spirit has been a little bit neutral. What are some of SGA's initiatives to sort of increase it?
Yeah, so one thing is working on how do we get people to tailgate. So in order to get people to the game, how do we create a community vibe at not only tailgates but also athletic events. There are students on this campus who don't like sports, who are not that athletic. But how do we make athletic events a celebration of Elon as a whole, and to not just purely focus on athletics, but what are other ways we can use other avenues to promote school spirit?
Now, how do you approach that, getting students more involved with that?
One thing is just me personally, just being myself and being approachable and just going up to students and asking them questions, and then just being a good listener. I have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so I should be listening more than I should be talking, and truly trying to be present with people and listen to what they're trying to say, so that way I can better represent them.
And what are some of the biggest challenges facing SGA this year?
I think one thing is just breaking down the barriers, helping students continue to see us as, we're here for you, we got your back, come to us if you have any issue that you think we can fix. And before we do that, and before we do anything, we have to make sure students trust us. We have to have credibility, and that begins with our outreach and just telling students who we are, this is what we do, come to us if you need help.
Yeah, and inclusivity is one of the themes this year, but diversity in freshman class is down 2%. How is SGA hoping to promote inclusivity? Yeah,
so it really involves just taking everyone's opinions into making a decision. So it's not just giving people a fish or teaching people how to fish, but how do we tell people to take ownership of the pond that they're fishing in? How do we make sure that in all the decisions we're making, that we're taking into account all the different ideals and voices and opinions and thoughts, no matter what the numbers may look like?
Now, how would you describe this year in 1 word, and why? Tell us what that would be.
This year, crazy. New buildings, Dr. Book's first year, lots of people still selling in, new students. It's going to be a crazy and wild year, so let's buckle up and get ready for the ride.
And I noticed that you were at a lot of the orientation events this past weekend, so what is some advice that you have for the class of 2022?
I would say just go all in, be vulnerable. This is your year. You have 4 more years here. It's what you make it. So do it and have fun, enjoy it.
All right, thank you so much, Kenneth.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and we look forward for what SGA has in store for this year.
Thank you.
Me too.
Crepes, handmade pasta, and a whole new local initiative by Elon Dining. We'll have the latest on the new developments for on-campus eats.
You're watching Elon Local News.
Over the summer, there were numerous stories that we did not want you to miss. Back in June, Aramark employee and Fat Frog bouncer Anton Downey died after he was hit on his moped. Elon resident and former Elon University student Tyler LaPlaca was driving his car and fled the scene after the incident. Burlington police charged him with 3 felonies, including DWI.
Also this summer, former Elon student Samuel Shaw filed a lawsuit against the university, saying it unfairly punished him after an off-campus fight with student Spencer Shaw, the son of one of the university's largest donors. Shaw is seeking more than $25,000 in damages. Additionally, Shaw wants an injunction to prevent Elon University from discussing disciplinary records with other universities as he applies to transfer schools.
And an update on a sexual assault case we first reported on in April. Elon University police arrested sophomore Lucas Peralta and charged him with a second-degree forcible sex offense. He is placed under a $75,000 bond. Peralta is expected to appear next in court on September 25th. For more on all of these stories, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
You may notice a change in the menus at Elon's dining halls this year. The new independent division of Aramark Harvest Table Culinary Group has made its way to Elon Dining. According to its website, Harvest Table Culinary is, quote, dedicated to the food first philosophy and a focus on providing a unique, authentic food experience, end quote. And this change comes with a new and improved menu featuring locally grown foods and more vegan options. Elon senior Leah Veal is vegan, and she says has never struggled to find vegan options while in the dining halls.
Most people agree that cruelty to animals is just straight up wrong, and so I think that's what's really inspiring and gives me a lot of hope, is that like Elon is seeing it too.
Other universities around the country are transitioning to Harvest Table Culinary Group, including Wake Forest University, right in North Carolina. Harvest Table Culinary did not get back to us for comments.
Elon Dining has also announced a new partnership with a local ice cream shop. I took a look at Mapleview's newest location in Gibsonville. Mapleview County Line Creamery is bringing the community together one scoop at a time. Love that one. Its latest shop opened last March in downtown Gibsonville. Mapleview's first Chapel Hill location was started in 2001 and has since grown to 3 stores. Manager Stephanie Bart says Mapleview even has its own dairy farm with around 400 cows.
We milk them, we bottle our own milk, and then we also make the cream to make ice cream. So, you know, flour, sugar, stuff like that. Then it's sent over to our ice cream shop, which is not even 500 yards down the road.
With flavors like the Phoenix for Elon, Carolina Crunch for the University of North Carolina, and Devil's Delight for Duke, Bart's hopes these flavors will draw both locals and students.
We just try to take community and put it into our business because we are a family-owned business.
The impact Bart makes in the community continues to motivate her every day.
I love customer service and I love making people happy, and I'm glad we can do that through ice cream. You know, people bringing their little kids in here and they have ice cream all over their face. It makes me happy.
Mapleview's youngest fans, Carrington and Harper of Guilford County, stopped by with their dad for an afternoon treat. What do you like about this ice cream from right here?
Yes.
Bart says it's customers like Carrington and Harper that keep the employees scooping with a smile.
Those kids were absolutely adorable.
They were so sweet. They just absolutely loved Mapleview, just like I did. I tried the banana pudding flavor, which was phenomenal. Carolina Crunch, amazing. So definitely recommend checking it out. And now, you know, Elon Dining just announced the partnership, and we'll have more information released on that soon. So we're going to have Mapleview right on campus.
That sounds really great. You know, I actually hear that they named the cows at Mapleview.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I kind of want to check out the dairy farm now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And coming up, how can you not be excited for the Schar building on campus?
How can you not be excited for this new building on campus? I'll take you inside after the break.
You're watching Elon Local News.
So the new Schar Center just opened up. I have not had a chance to go into Schar yet, but have you, Grace?
I actually was in there just last night.
Oh, okay.
Orientation had a Phoenix extravaganza there that I was working, but it is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, the basketball court down there, all the seating, and just the amount of space that they have in there is truly incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see just how incredible it is. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm planning on going to the first basketball game of the year that is going to be in there. It's against UNC, so yeah. Yeah,
and I think the first volleyball game in the Schar Center is actually next week, which I think is the first game. But the preparations, are underway to get as many people as possible in the Schar Center for these upcoming events. And our Christian Galvano has more.
The Schar Center is ready for the Phoenix to take flight. Women's volleyball takes on North Carolina A&T tomorrow night. The Harlem Globetrotters are in town November 1st, and the basketball teams face the University of North Carolina on November 6th and 9th. Elon Athletics Marketing is experimenting with new technology, including the biggest indoor video boards in the Carolinas. A brand new video control room was installed to help publicize the games. Director of Athletics Marketing and Fan Engagement, Don Scott, says it is all hands on deck.
We have made this building truly digital first, and we can't wait to showcase it to our student body.
Scott is hoping that these changes will positively impact school spirit.
Just across the board with our 17 sports, we're looking to get out to the student community and increase that Phoenix fandom.
If the Schar Center is able to bring more energy, it will create more memories and sports thrills that can last Elon a lifetime. Christian Galvano, Elon Local News.
Well, we have Megan Gittleman live with us at the desk here. Megan, what are we looking for as far as weather this week?
So just like today, it's definitely going to be a hot week, guys. Even though it's going to be a little bit rainy, I would say dress pretty cool, bring a jacket with you, but don't dress for cool weather. It's not fall yet.
Are we expecting the mornings to be cold? I know last year it was my first fall at Elon and the mornings are pretty cold, so I'd always end up wearing like something heavier, and then when I got out of class it would be super hot. So do you recommend layers for that?
It's not going to be pretty cool as far as now. I would say maybe a jacket in the morning if you have like an 8 a.m., but as soon as it's 10 a.m., it's going to be pretty hot.
And what's the humidity like? I mean, I know it's North Carolina, it's always pretty humid, but are we looking for more humidity, or are we going to get a break?
Yeah, it's hovering around about the 50% range right now, so definitely be prepared for that. I would suggest pull your hair up, get it out of the way.
All right, well, thank you so much, Megan. And now that all the freshmen are moved in, and are you looking for something to do? Well, this weekend we have lots. There is the 8th annual John Coltrane International Jazz and Blues Festival this Saturday and Sunday, September 1st and 2nd in High Point. Gates will open at 3 p.m. and admission is $25 for students. For more information on the event, visit jazzcoltranefestival.com.
And does fashion and art interest you? There is a Kenneth Paul Block exhibition from August 15th to October 20th at the Alamance Arts. The exhibition will feature original fashion illustrations, and admission is free for the public. And for more information, you can visit alamancearts.org. And yeah, so I mean, that sounds really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anything to beat the heat right now.
For sure, for
yeah,
sure.
I would definitely go to some of those events this weekend.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for our first ELN of the year.
Remember, you can stay up to date when we are not on the air by following us on Twitter, Facebook, and Elon News Network.
And be sure to visit our redesigned website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
Have a great night, Elon.